My name is Sarah Wynne-Williams, and I served as the Director of Global Public Policy at Facebook, now Meta, for nearly 7 years, starting in 2011. Throughout those 7 years, I saw Meta executives repeatedly undermine US national security and betray American values. They did these things in secret to win favor with Beijing and build an $18 billion business in China. We are engaged in a high-stakes AI right arms race against China. And during my time at Meta, company executives lied about what they were doing with the Chinese Communist Party to employees, shareholders, Congress, and the American public. I sit before this committee today to set the record straight about these illegal and dangerous activities. Meta's dishonesty started with the betrayal of core American values. Mark Zuckerberg pledged himself a free speech champion. Yet I witnessed Meta work hand in glove with the Chinese Communist Party to construct and test custom-built censorship tools that silenced and censored their critics. When Beijing demanded that Facebook delete the account of a prominent Chinese dissident living on American soil, they did it. And then lied to Congress when asked about the incident in a Senate hearing. The willingness to censor was not the only troubling thing I witnessed. I watched as executives decided to provide the Chinese Communist Party with access to Meta user data, including that of Americans. Meta does not dispute these facts. They can't. I have the documents. As recently as this Monday, they claim that they do not operate their services in China. Another lie. In fact, they began offering products and services in China as early as 2014. That hasn't stopped. Their own SEC filings from last year show that China is now Meta's second biggest market. Meanwhile, Meta's AI model, Llama, has contributed significantly to Chinese advances in AI technologies like DeepSeek. Facebook's secret mission to get into China was called Project Aldrin and was restricted to need-to-know staff. There was no bridge too far. Meta built a physical pipeline connecting the United States and China. Meta executives ignored warnings that this would provide backdoor access to the Chinese Communist Party, allowing them to intercept the personal data and private messages of American citizens. The only reason China does not currently have access to US user data through this pipeline is because Congress stepped in. Meta started briefing the Chinese Communist Party as early as 2015. These briefings focused on critical emerging technologies, including artificial intelligence. The explicit goal being to help China outcompete American companies. There's a straight line you can draw from these briefings to the recent revelations that China is developing AI models for military use, relying on Meta's Llama model. Meta's internal documents describe their sales pitch for why China should allow them into the market by, quote, helping China increase global influence and promote the China dream. The truth about what has gone on in China matters. I filed a shareholder resolution asking Meta's board to investigate its activity in China, and I filed whistleblower complaints with the SEC and the DOJ. The measure of how important these truths are is directly proportionate to the ferocity of Meta's efforts to censor and intimidate me. I relied on their commitment given in 2018 that they would waive their rights to pursue forced arbitration. Despite that public commitment, they've brought a case against me for hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, they have a legal gag order that silences me, even as Meta and their proxies spread lies about me. This order is so expansive that it prohibits me from speaking with members of Congress. The gag order was sought by a company whose CEO claims to be a champion of free speech. The American people deserve to know the truth. Meta has been willing to compromise its values, sacrifice the security of its users, and undermine American interests to build its China business. It's been happening for years, covered up by lies, and continues to this day. I am here at considerable personal risk because you have the power and the authority to hold them accountable. Thank you.
それではメタは共産党傘下にいるを聞いた外国人の反応を聞いてください。
マーク・ザッカーバーグは反落罪で告訴される必要がある。YouTube も検閲について調査される必要がある。
これらのテクノロジー大手の CEO には魂がない。
META に対する反落罪の告発。
彼女は保護を必要としている。
なんて裏切り者なんだ。META を閉鎖しろ。
の女性は愛国者であり、保護されるべきです。そして META は起訴されなければなりません。
悲しい真実は何も行われず、誰も責任を問われないということです。この女性は勇気を出して名乗り出ました。私は彼女に感謝し、彼女の安全を祈ります。
ウィリアムズさん、ありがとうございます。彼女を守り、メタの捜査をお願いします。
もうびっくりです。大統領、META について何か対策を講じなければなりません。彼らは全員裏切り者です。
ヒーロー、マスクが個人情報にアクセスできると騒ぎ立てる人たちがいるが、今はどう思う？何年も前に売国奴にされたんだぞ。
ザッカーバーグをエルサルバドルに送り込め、今すぐだ。
まあ、彼女が消えたらそれが真実だとわかるよ。
反落罪だ。彼らは犯罪者だ。
ザッカーバーグが飛びへつらうようになったのも不思議ではない。ザッカーバーグを刑務所に入れろ。
なぜこれが主流ニュースのトップニュースにならないの？
いつも通り何も行われません。次へ。
彼には中国人の妻がいて、そのせいで彼は堕落したのかもしれない。おそらく Amazon でも同様でしょう。
もう Facebook はやめておきます。
ザッカーを倒せ。つまり META が民主党の命令に従うのをやめ、民主党が自分たちに立そうとした影響力を暴露すると、すぐにそのようなことが起こるのです。
ははは、議会は TikTok を心配してるの？
中国第一主義？確かにそのように見えますね。
YouTube も同様に、CNN や CBS の政治視聴率は低下し、FOX の人気はそれほど高くないにもかかわらず、左派のニュースフィードを宣伝している。興味深いことに、メタの幹部は子供たちにFacebook を使うことを禁止しているとも彼女は言っている。外国と取引するアメリカ企業は、最高レベルの訴追を受けるべきだと思います。国家安全保障は無視されています。
Facebook は現在 TWO FACD ブックです。
メタをイーロンに渡す。
インスタグラムの TMU 広告を明確に説明しています。